Hello and welcome. If you're here, you're definitely being called to take some deep breaths, take care of yourself, take time to deeply replenish yourself. I'm hearing creatively, spiritually, physically, right? When it comes to deep replenishment, I'm also getting the message of not knowing how to vacation and how that can be such an issue. Okay? It can be such an issue to not understand how imperative it is to vacation, to replenish your soul and your physical body, and to rest and to sleep. Okay? I got this card during a very personal reading. Around this time last year, almost a year ago, about a year ago, I had an insane leap in my career, okay? I'm just gonna put it there. I work in fashion, so around this time last year, I had an insane leap in my career, and it was, just to say the least, really showed me again who I was and who I'm capable of being. The type of person that when things get hard, when things get difficult, when life throws its curveballs and its challenges, I pick myself up and dust myself off. And after going through such a pivotal career jump, if you will, I needed a serious, deep replenishment period that, in a way, I'm almost hearing that like you might have interrupted your own rest and your own replenishment and your own like soul retrieval, it almost feels like, and your opportunities to be held by spirit and to like vacation. It's almost like sometimes you self-sabotaged your own rest, and it's like right now you're being really brought back to that person who deep down in you knows what proper replenishment looks like. I'm really being called to also say that you're being called to take care of your health. Schedule those doctor's appointments. Make time to cook yourself healthy meals. Make the time to eat. Put it in your calendar if you need to, right? I'm being called to say that like, if you're the type of person that tends to overwork, tends to need like validation, and you're working so hard to get it to the point where it burns you out, that's something that's just really hard to recover from, is what I'm hearing. And I'm hearing the song, the a little bit of oxygen is all we need. A little bit of mind control. So like I don't know what artist that is, and if it's the artist that I'm thinking, I don't want to talk about it. But I'm hearing that you need to like take deep breaths, and I'm so sorry that I keep clearing my throat. Again, I need this message just as much as you do, so it's like, of course it's going to be hard to get it out, you know, like get out the message. It might be significant for you if you're here too, that like it's hard to get out of your shell. It's hard to get out of your head, right? It's like, we don't have to, oh goodness, we don't have to pretend that it's easy. But you're being called to answer this call. Right? You know what it is that you need to do. You know exactly what it is that you need to do in terms of answering this call. Yeah, definitely you're being called to part of this call to rest is listening to your inner voice of what it is that you need to do, where it is that you need to go, right? It's almost like whatever outward energy that has been draining you, because there has been outward energy draining you. If you're here, like, if you align with this, like, it's not just you, right? Of course, as I was saying in the last message, at a certain point, you need to let the vampires in. Sure. But it's also like, there have been outward attacks. You're not crazy. Even if it's through, like, energy. People, you know, systems have been draining you. I'm just gonna, you know, like, whether that's your financially, physically, emotionally, like your health, right? Like, it's been draining you, and you're being called to rest, recover in whatever way is accessible to you. I'm really being called to say, in whatever way is accessible to you, right? And be real, like, be real. If you're here, you're watching this, you probably have the access to take care of yourself, so do so. And this is also a message about actually paying attention to the people who are there for you, because especially if there are outward energies that have been draining you, like, you're retrieving that back. You're retrieving that energy back. If that makes sense. Especially if it's been energy drained from you, you're getting that back, and it's also like being deeply like replenished. It's like what you're putting into your relationships, you're getting back, right? And I don't get that you're the person who doesn't give in their relationships. You do. So you're being focused, wow. I'm gonna take that. You're being focused on by the right people. the people that are being taken out of your life, it's almost like, you know, loss is very painful, no matter which way you put it. And, you know, I'm so sorry if you're going through any deep loss, but when somebody, like, ghosts you, for example, or does some shady stuff to you, it's almost like that is a call to reflect on the people that are there for you and not dwell on the people that insist to misunderstand you, right? To talk behind your back. Wow. You're definitely being called to, like, not stand on, to not. Wow. This is crazy. Like, the energetic interference is crazy, but, like, I don't care. You know, like, honestly, as I mentioned in the last message, I have been, like, completely effed over in a lot of, like, business transactions, and it's just crazy. Like, the energetic interference is crazy, but we're gonna keep going. I've been personally super effed over in business so many times, okay? And sometimes it hurts when these people that you do business with are like, oh, we're family, right? Whatever. I think that you are being called to call these people out. Call, like, so many, and it's like, I'm even hearing, like, you might have had a phone call too. Like, you might have had a phone call that went really well, and then after the phone call, they, like, blocked you or acted completely different. Like, they couldn't even be real with you over the phone. So it's just, like, I'm just dumbfounded. Like, I need to read this as a story because you're a powerful being. You're a very tuned in being, okay? I know that you are the type of person that, like, alchemizes their pain, but it's almost like you can't just force it right away. And I'm not telling you to just sit in your pain. And I hate it when people say that. Whatever. I really don't like it when people say, like, just sit in it. Like, of course, like, to some degree, we do have to sit in it, right? But, like, that doesn't really help too when you're ruminating, right? So you're at a point where you're done talking, you're done trying to, again, force people to understand you who demand to misunderstand you. And it's almost like you do have this, like, longing feeling in your soul, like you do want more, and you're allowed to want more. Okay, there's nothing wrong with wanting more. But it's almost like you can't expect more necessarily from others. And I'm just gonna be, like, so blunt. Like, yes, you can actually fully expect people to be there for you 100%. And when they don't meet your expectations, right? Like, I think depending on the circumstances, if you're here, it's not irrational to you, right? Like, you are the type of person, again, that you don't overgive, you don't overbear. Like, you set these healthy boundaries, and it's almost like people like tried to make a front, or they successfully like made a front to you that they were good. Like they told you like, yeah, like, you know, like I've been doing this work, I've been doing that work, like on my body, my mind, my soul, my blah blah blah. And sometimes you're like, yeah, like I really like align with that because I love to see other people like get better. And then, but when they see you getting better, they're like, no, stay in your corner. Whatever. You know, that's so lame of other people to carry that energy. But the fact of the matter is, if your energy is being attacked, that's what's happening, right? But you record keep, you book keep, and you hold on to these lessons, right? And you are being called to speak up for yourself in whatever way is accessible to you. In the same way that you need to rest. You need to, like, literally, I pulled the sleep card. Okay? Like, the angels are literally calling on you to sleep and to rest, but, like, that doesn't mean that you're not standing on business, you know? It just means that you are fully focused on your business. Like, the business that minds you. Right. Wow. And you're not being called to compromise on anything. You're not being called to waver on anything, boundaries that you've set, right? Because this has to do with the soul family as well. Like, the way I see it is like, your soul family is not gonna make you compromise on, like, your boundaries, on the things that really, like, matter to you, you know? Like, for example, like, say you know a person who is, like, just so, like, they do not like physical touch, right? They do not like it. And then they have friend number A to the person who doesn't like physical touch, is, like, respectful of their boundaries, you know? And say friend A does like physical touch, right? And this person who doesn't like physical touch, they try to make some compromise. Like, friend A meets friend B. Anyways, to wrap up that story, what I'm trying to say is that, like, there are people who will literally try to force themselves. Trigger warning, like, they will try to force themselves onto you. And I'm so sorry, like, and I'm getting this, like, energetically, right? And then there are people who will literally respect your boundaries and still see your value and still be like, okay, but, like, you are literally so worthy of having your boundaries respected. Like, no. You are so worthy of having your boundaries respected and having this type of soul family friendship. Like, look at that. Like, you are so, like, I could literally choke up. You're so worthy of this kind of, like, intimacy between friends. Because you're an angel. You don't see friendship as, like, a surface level thing. Like, when you make a friend, you want to bring them home to your parents, right? And this is, like, fully platonic. You're just that deep. Okay, and you don't have to pretend that you're not that deep anymore. You really don't, because it actually doesn't affect you, like, professionally, is what I'm getting. And I'm definitely being called to share the song Red Bottoms by Adela, because especially with this longing energy, because the Mintakan, I never know if I'm saying that right. I look it up, I watch other people say it, and I think I'm saying it right. But the Mintakan card says longing for home, belonging, original light workers. Like, you are truly a light worker, and like that isn't like I'm sorry for anyone who has told you something and you thought it was like they were just making an observation, but they were really just trying to like insult you. And like doubly, like if you took the what you thought as an observation and then they like insult you for not understanding that they were insulting you, that might be significant. So what I'm getting is like, I was hearing the song Red Bottoms by Adele. And I think the chorus, or I don't know songwriting, like what part of the song this would be considered, but I think in the chorus she says, you can't wear me out too many times, because she's talking about like, you know, the Louboutin shoe, how they have a red bottom, and some people like are very like pro wear your Louboutins, wear out the red bottom, who cares, it's a shoe, like it's meant to be worn. And then some people are like, it's art, like don't wear it. But she uses this red bottom shoe as a metaphor, which I just find so beautiful, because I work in the fashion industry, so, and funny, one of like my early like first fashion publications was for Christian Louboutin. Anyways, literally she goes on to say, I'm like, and I might be butchering the lyrics, but she says something along the lines of, I'm like the red on the shoe, you can't wear me out too many times, because when the red starts to go, will you love what's on the other side? Nobody wants dirty shoes, nobody wants dad shoes, don't want to feel secondhand, because, you know, secondhand, there's whatever market for Christian Louboutin secondhand. Don't want to feel secondhand, not when it comes to you. So like literally, like insane metaphor work right there. But ultimately what she's saying is like, when the red starts to go off the shoe, are you gonna appreciate, are you gonna love what's on the other side of that? When people start to uncover you, are they gonna be able to see past potentially like a halo effect, for example, or like what they saw? Are they gonna be able to look past the clout that you give them, right? Like this might really be significant to somebody. The money that you have, like the status that you provide them. Are they gonna be able to look past that when they see that there's more to you than just what they see? And there are people, but that's a question that you need to ask, and always never compromise on that. When the red starts to go, will you love what's on the other side? Right? The red being like the facade, like the paint, like the red on the bottom of a Louboutin was never meant to last. It's just like, you're not meant to compromise. Definitely I'm getting like, you gotta like catch up on sleep, right? Whatever that means to you. And also like do some bookkeeping if that's what you need to do, or like speak your truth, bookkeep, hold records. But it's also like, let go, right? Just let go. Let go of like this longing feeling that you have, because on the other side of that longing, that like feeling like you've put in so much work to these people and like these communities, and like what a lot of these people just spit on you, and like literally like I'm hearing thankless, like I'm hearing like you feel like what you like the work you've done is just thankless job. And it's like, no, that's not, yeah, it's like you're definitely there's a call to pause, right? I'm not saying plateau. I'm not saying that you're not being called to make progress right now. The opposite. You're being called to take calculated risks right now. Do what you know will serve your heart. And do what you know centers you. Right? And again, like, just the placement, the everything. Your soul family wants you to center you. They want you to rest. And soul family is, yeah, your pets, your spirits, family, right? Like your ancestors, God, the universe. But it's also people. The right people want you to rest. People that walk this earth today, there are people that want you to rest so that you can show up better in your own life. There are people that just genuinely want you to thrive. And this isn't to say that these people are draining themselves for you either. No. They just want you to thrive. Period. People exist like that. Trust me. You don't always have to be longing. But on the other side of this too, it's like you need to be brave. You need to have courage, and you need to speak up for yourself. You need to do the right thing. You don't have to be loud about it. You don't. You can rest. You can rest knowing that your courage is paying off. Like, look at this. Like, you are so protected, because like, even when you are being brave, do you see that? That is literally like a big cat protecting this angel. This angel is asleep. They are sleeping. Okay? You are meant to rest. The right people want you to rest. The right people are literally, and oh my God, I'm getting a vision of like, you know, when people are like in the Hunger Games, right? And I know that's like a very kind of like graphic metaphor, but hear me out. It's like your team that's like, I'll take the night watch. You go rest. You go, like, your contribution well rested is more important than my temporary comfort, for example, is like something somebody might be telling you, right? Or like just an energy that you're getting, where it's like people are actually willing to make sacrifices for you and love you and protect you, right? But you need to be brave. It's like, you know, when somebody's trying to save you and like you just freeze and you don't take the hand that's reaching out to you. So it's like you could miss, right? But it's like the angels say that with pause, with rest, not compromising on your values, speaking your truth, using your voice, right? That's like, you are so divinely protected. Period. Applying pause to your situation. Not letting people push you around. Not going into environments where you know people are going to push you around, right? It's like, literally, blessings of abundance. The angels just want you, I'm just hearing like rest, recuperate, enjoy life, like love yourself, play, be free. Okay, like we live in a world where, oh man, I could literally cry. Like, it's so beautiful. I'm literally tearing up because the angels, God, the universe is like literally screaming to me, like, you are walking into so much abundance and blessings, and you're literally creating heaven on earth. And this is you. Like, you have put in so much of the groundwork, even if this is just like studying, school. I'm hearing school, studying, like the start. Like, you started strong is what I have to say. You started strong. No matter how many times you got knocked down, you got back up. That's your foundation. And it's your foundation, and don't get this mistaken. Your foundation isn't because I got knocked down. Your foundation is just that strong that you just get back up. And it's like, you're literally creating heaven on earth. I don't know, like, there's literally no other way. The Lemuria, Lemuria. Period. I don't know if I'm just reading it, pronouncing it how I think it's said, but I could, again, be saying it totally wrong. And that just might be a sign to you too, is like, you might be saying more to yourself, like, I could be wrong. You know, and like the best way is like, it's like helping you to not set these like massive expectations for yourself, but it's also like, when you have these negative thoughts too, because like we all have them, right? When those thoughts come up, it's kind of just like, that's more of where you're saying like, sorry, I'm also drinking my matcha. But you're starting to tell yourself more like, I could be wrong though. Like, I don't feel like this is, you know, I feel scared taking this risk, like with my business and putting myself out there and chasing my dreams and, you know, resting and speaking my truth, but I could be wrong. I feel like that's what that's kind of what you're saying more to yourself right now. And you're just, things are looking very abundant for you, right? Like, things have felt lonely. Things have felt very lonely, and you've had to kind of just really dig deep and like double check. Like, it's almost like you had to like look back on things that hurt you just to remember, like, yeah, what did I learn from that? What can I learn from this, right? It's like, so you're looking at just like how you can learn from these things, like how you can learn from this longing feeling, because you know it's temporary, right? Like, if you're here, you know it's temporary. But a part of this journey, you might resonate with feeling just like, I've been here before. Why does this keep happening? Like, why do I keep letting people F me over? Is kind of like an energy that I'm getting. And it's like,
you have to just do some bookkeeping, do some record keeping, right? Sometimes you need to reflect on the mistakes you've made, slip ups you've made, places where you weren't very thorough on your business and on your word, right? You've had to be honest to yourself and be brave. Again, like this brave energy. I'm picking up so much of that. Like, I'm even hearing, like, I'm thinking of the movie Brave, where it's like, yeah, you just had to be brave. And that can feel super isolating. But you're in this season currently where it's like your soul family has got you. And, you know, you're entering too. Like, I need to say that. Like, you're entering a season where, like, your soul family literally has got you, right? But you need to reach out. You need to answer the call when it comes to your rest, your replenishment, your body, your comfort. Setting boundaries and standing 10 toes down on them. Pausing, focusing on you truly, no matter how hard it is. Okay, like, really, like, not compromising is so central and, like, imperative. And, like, I don't mean never compromising. I don't mean never, like, accepting that you could be wrong, right? But it's like, when it comes to, like, your boundaries where you know where you stand, people who really love you aren't going to ostracize you. And the ones that you're letting go that get lost in the process, that get lost in the sauce, that can't help but look at what they thought you were, like the image they had of you, they will, like, Spirit's not going to let them get to this next chapter of blessings, of abundance, and your heaven on earth chapter. It's just like, this spread is so beautiful.
Just one more card, maybe a few more cards. I needed this. I needed this message. I needed this message. Yeah, Council of Light, Divine Orchestration, Helpers in the subtle realms. You're literally being called to just, like, focus on yourself right now. Whatever, like, your art, your passions, your relationships that have, like, nothing to do with, like, oh, like, how, you know, the relationships that you don't question, okay? If you're here, you know that there are people out there where you don't have to question. And not that I'm saying that, like, those people should just be the pillar of which you stand on. No. But your Council of Light is also, like, again, the spirit realm. Angels, signs, synchronicities, songs, art. I mean, I'll even go as far as to say it's like some celebrities, artists, like, their energy truly is healing, right? Like, they truly emit, like, life-changing energy that can, like, get you back into a vibration of, like, this is who I am. Listen to that music. Even if it's hard. Even if it's like, ugh. Put it on in the background. Those frequencies matter. I just want to know, like, spirit, God, angels, like, what can we expect? Seriously, marriage, wow. Immediately, that's crazy. Like, marriage. I think that, like, you're really being called to, like, I think, like, the marriage to yourself will affect all the relationships around you. Like, the relationship you have with yourself fully affects the relationships around you, right? And again, like, I felt called to touch this card, and it's like, your relationships shouldn't make you feel this longing. They should make you feel like safe, and like brave and courageous. I recall a time in my life where I used to go to the club and like meet with people and, you know, friends, people that I thought were friends, right? That I kept the rose tinted glasses on with all the red flags. They just looked like flags, right? As that quote in BoJack Horseman goes, when you have rose tinted glasses on, all the red flags just look like flags. So what I'm getting is like, and there's literally red in the card. That's so crazy. So it's kind of just like, literally, the relationship that you have with yourself will dictate. And I feel like you have been in places in your life where you just like, you completely made decisions that while they hurt, while they literally like made you throw up and just want to like, I'm hearing that you just wanted to like, not, you know, like disappear, but disappear. Like, you just did not want to like deal with your reality, and you got through it. And the relationships that you made getting through some of those tough periods that stuck with you, it's like, you know that those energies showed you that there are good people in this world. That's all I, you know, like, fully what I have to say in that regard. And I just want one more. I'm so sorry. I just have to, safe travel. Like, literally, yeah, I'm getting that you have travels coming up. You have travels coming up. Like, overall, focusing on yourself, like, you won't be stuck in one place. But where you're going is divinely freaking guided. Okay, so I love you. You have a great rest of your
Day, night, whenever you're seeing this, and yeah.